All right, how's it going there, buddy? This is Alonzo Cantu. This is episode 3 of the Bad Intentions podcast, and I'm already telling you right now, don't even bother listening to this one. If you're going through, just you can just skip this one. But I gotta do it because I'm trying to do like one a week, and I haven't done one in like 2 weeks, but I still get paid. And by that, I don't get paid. I have to pay every month. Luckily, it's only $7. But see, the reason I did that was first off, I wanted to be easy for people to download, and I think that they have like an RSS feed or something like that. This isn't funny. Most importantly, the reason I did that was because I wanted to have to pay to do the podcast thing as an incentive to not only do the podcast, but to actually keep the podcast on there, I guess. So, I don't know. Feeling pretty awkward right now. I don't have any guests today. It's going to be a solo podcast. And hopefully I'll get that swagger down the more I do this. It would be really weird if I didn't though. It would be weirder if I just did this for I don't know, years and years and sounded exactly like this. But sadly, that's the case. Sadly, you decided to keep on listening to a podcast I already said this one wasn't going to be good. I fucked up the last Bob Dell podcast. Honestly, I peaked with episode 1 with coming up a man's ass ain't all it's cracked up to be. I knew when I was saying it, when I was laughing, that this was the high mark of the show, Jumping the Shark. Like, what was that, like 10 minutes into it? 10 minutes into the first episode? Sometimes that happens, though. Sometimes, and that can still be a truly great series of shows. You can go on for another 20 years riding off the wave of coming up a man's ass isn't all it's cracked up to be. You can do that. That can be your Garfield. You can sell the t-shirts, the bumper stickers. And that's what I'm going to do, pretty much. Long story short, I actually have that. If you want to look it up right now, not even a joke, www, coming, and so on and so forth. I really should buy that. I wonder if I can buy that. I'll look into it, ladies and gentlemen. And if I do have that domain name, I'm gonna have it redirect to something good. So if somebody looks up "coming up a man's ass," they don't get what they were probably looking for, which was gay pornography with a cream pie fetish twist. You know, which is fine. I'm not saying that that's bad. I did imply that I would send it something good, but I'm not saying that it's bad because it's gay. I'm saying that it's bad because it's gay pornography. You know, any kind of pornography is gay when you think about it. Because what is pornography except for two dudes having sex in front of a camera, kissing each other? That's the only porn I watch. A couple of guys having a good time. Sometimes they're eating food. Sometimes they're playing video games. And then, eventually nature takes its course. That's what it is, you see. It's natural. All natural. That's what the Romans would do. They would take a Roman man bride, or the Japanese would take a young weeb wife, and they would lay down and they would sing Roman and Japanese songs. And I don't know if they would do it together, though. We gotta look into that. We should sell that as a TV show. I actually do have topics, but I don't want to burn them all out. I want to do at least fill up some time before I got to the heat. So, oh, actually, I already got into one of the topics. Podcast cost. We covered that. $7. All right. Oh yeah. So I was supposed to have a show the other day at the Bob Marley bar, and For some reason, the owner, I guess, slept in or something, didn't show up. We were there for 2 hours, and who would have thought that the owner of the Bob Marley bar would, you know, be not so professional? I wouldn't. I didn't. I wouldn't have been there. But I felt bad. Felt bad for the guy that booked me for the show because it wasn't the guy that ran the Bob Marley bar. It was my man Duck Easy, who's definitely one of my favorite comics in the city right now because he's paying me. It's like one of the only comics that's ever paid me. I respect that. I gotta stop telling people that though. I realized I was way too excited. I was telling everybody that I never got paid before. I was like, man, I've been doing this for 10 years. Never got paid once. And that's not like, people just feel bad for you at that point. They're like, wow, that's sad. And it really is. It is sad. But what's not sad is I'm getting paid, player. Dun, 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 dun. I should drop some. I should cut to a song right there. I should fill up the rest of the podcast with just a song. Let's see. I don't like how this inflation stuff's like making all these companies try to be shady on how they're trying to rip me off right now. Like I haven't been to Cane's Chicken recently because it's expensive. One, two, it's fried chicken, which isn't necessarily healthy for you, but it's delicious. It's Cane's. It's Cane's for a reason. They always have a line. Cane's is always popping. But I noticed going there and getting them chicken fingers. Oh yeah, they're gonna keep the price the same. The box meal, it's the same price, but the size of them chicken fingers ain't the same. It's like, son, you don't know that. You don't think that I know that you're chopping them chicken fingers in fucking half. And you're trying to play them off. You're trying to play out them full size chicken fingers, chopped in half, as some full size chicken fingers when those are half fingers, boy. Boy, you playing with me and my Canes. I don't know what it is. It might be the southern fried essence of it all. I never said boy in my life, and I don't even know where that came from, but I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna maybe that's a new thing. Maybe that's a new thing that I'll start doing. But boy, nah, it didn't even sound right though. It felt right, but it didn't sound right. Maybe it's like a kitten's meow or a puppy's bark. You know, one day it'll be. Well, I guess actually, usually it starts off pretty nasty, then kind of goes cute, and then it becomes annoying. So that will probably be the arc of me saying boy. Any of the slangs that I pick up. I remember the first time I discovered that was when somebody showed me the word tight when I was in, I guess, elementary school. I forget what grade exactly, probably second or something, second or third. Somebody taught me the word tight, and I said tight like constantly. My mom had to be like, "All right, enough with the fucking word tight. Enough with the tight already." She probably didn't say the fucking word tight. She said, "Enough with the tight already," or something like that. I remember, it was Halloween, and I was dressed up like Ash Ketchum, and there was this bully neighbor kid that for some reason I hung out with, even though didn't really like him, and he was always making fun of me. I had my Ash Ketchum costume, and he was like, yeah, you got your Pokeballs? Huh, you don't have any Pokeballs." And my dad was laughing his fucking ass off at the goddamn neighbor kid cracking on me and shit like that. And I'm like, "You like this hack material, old man?" And honestly, he does. You get my old man with some hack material like that, get him with a good fart joke, he doesn't like mean stuff though. He's nice. Like even though that's kind of mean, like, he doesn't see. He's like, "Oh, come on." But not a fan of the mean humor. But let me see what else is going on. I getting bumped. Oh yeah, getting bumped again. That shit sucks. So I've been starting to do comedy again recently. You guys don't know this, but yeah, this is the podcast, what you're supposed to do. I don't even know. It's supposed to be funny, but hopefully, I'm hoping I'm gonna meander into something funny, or if not, whatever. It's 30 minutes. I'm just basically trying to talk enough to be interesting. I think podcasts and most radio shows are like what is it, parasocial kind of things, and people mostly listen to them as a friend simulator, some kind of distraction, background noise, that you can kind of just listen to, tune in and out of while you're at work, or sit at home and party it out while you listen to it. Sitting behind the house, smoking a doobie while your wife's wondering why is it taking them so long to take out the trash. Because you're listening to Alonzo Cantu talk about getting bumped at the comedy club. That's right. Man, getting bumped stinks because you always think that it's like personal, and it always is. I always seem, I don't know why, but maybe it's because I always try to get, I don't even gonna tell people my spot. I don't tell people what spot I get because if people are gonna try to get that fucking spot, that's my spot. But there's a spot on the list that I always try to get to, and I guess it's kind of a popular spot, so maybe that's why people bump it. All right, hey, you know what? Together we just figured out what this is all about. I didn't even have nothing to go there with except for the it just stinks when you get bumped. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I guess that is one of the few perks of you know being a well-known local comic is that you can kind of just like bump or whatever. And see that those are the dreams that I have. I don't even have the dream of necessarily becoming a rich and famous person. The dream is to be famous enough that I can just bump people, and that was the dream. I don't know if that's the dream anymore. I don't know if I want to do that. Yeah, of course you do. Of course you want to bump people. That's the name of the game. I didn't get into comedy for the jokes, son. I didn't get into the money or the fame. I got into it to bump a man, make him a woman, make him a child, make him act wild, send him crying. You know what I do? I bump you, then I take your jokes, fool. Ooh, that's the coldest. That's my new gangster character that I'm working on right now. Bad first impressions. We got the boy character that's not really working out yet, and we got this guy that wants to bump people, who's also just raps a lot. It's not it's not bad so far. 13 minutes in, we already got two new characters. That's pretty sick. Honestly, most people would call it a day at this point, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna get us to 30 minutes, baby. I'm gonna get us there, baby boy. Keep your hands and feet inside the vehicle at all times. That is driving. Let's see what else I got on my list. So tomorrow, I'm gonna go to this Brazilian jiu-jitsu class because I keep on seeing the ads for it on my Facebook, and the ads are enticing to me because they say free, and it's like 40-day transformation. And when it comes to anything, those are my two favorite things. First off, free. Secondly, short and transformation. If it was 7-day transformation, honestly, 15-minute transformation would be the best. But you can't trust people like that because, or you can, but you got to know what you're getting into, and that's going to be steroids, baby. And that's the next step, obviously. I'm not getting there yet, which sucks because I've done a lot of the pot, done a lot of the shrooms. I do the drugs that the man, the medicine, I mean, that the man says I can't take. Who's to say that, we ain't going to be doing recreational steroids soon? And I'm going to be that loser that wasn't chiefing up, token down. I want to be the Tommy Chong of doing steroids and shit. I'm going to be chilling at the comedy club, just shooting up some roids, dog. Hey, you guys you want some of this, dog? You want to be some superheroes with your boy? You want to be some superheroes with your boy Elroy? That's the name of that character, steroid peddler. was doing recreational steroids. We're three, baby. Damn. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of these characters are derivative. Honestly, they could just be shades of the same character. Probably work better. If we ever sold this whole TV show, that's probably what we'd end up doing. Or these would be the minor characters. I don't know if I've hit my Borat yet, but we'll get there, baby. We'll get there. Don't worry, y'all. Look out the window to your right. You might see a motherfucker. And to the left, you might see a son of a bitch. All right, let's see. Trying not to cuss so much, but mostly I'm trying not to say I think I've been doing a decent job on this one. The entertainment will come. See, I shouldn't be telling you guys all this magic behind the scenes stuff. But yeah, this comedy podcast right here, we'll get there. We'll get to the comedy eventually. But first off, I gotta stop saying gotta get people to come over, be guests over here. But see, the problem is people want to, but I have a very small window of when I can do it because I live in what you would call an efficiency apartment, and I live there with my woman, and she doesn't mind being like the audience to the podcast, but I don't want that because there's just a different kind of energy when it's like three people and stuff. But eventually I will figure it out. So I'm having to force myself to do this solo stuff because I don't work so well off the top. Like I might be illusioning y'all, but let me disillusion y'all. This right here, this ain't me at the best. This ain't me at my primo. This is really me trying to make it happen, and that's what we're doing at all time. Oh yeah, back to companies trying to trick me. Back to this Keynes rant. I remember because it reminds me of Jeff at the comedy club. I was like, last time I was there, he was bitching about the gas prices and he was making a good point, but he was sounding so sad and he was like, Alonzo, I understand that the prices are going up. What I don't understand is if I see them deliver gas and the price is what it is at one point, then the next day the price goes up. They haven't delivered gas again, have they? And I'm like, yeah, Jeff, I get you. I'm bitch. You gotta go like, yeah, Jeff, I feel you, Jeff. But it's like, you know, Jeff, put it on your podcast, baby boy. I ain't got time to hear this unless it's into a microphone. That's what you gotta do. See, I want to have Jeff on here with those scathing hot ass fucking takes right there. But no, what I did is I just take them from my own podcast right here. Maybe we'll do the spin-off Jeff podcast later. But right now, I got to get my shine, Jeff. And then the water will raise all boats. That's how it's going to happen. Oh, yeah, my bad. Go back to the, try to do that workout thing. Yeah, so apparently these dudes are doing a free Brazilian jiu-jitsu shit. I guarantee you guys have seen the same fucking ads and all that. So I'm going to go for a consultation on tomorrow, which will be Wednesday. Today is Tuesday. And... mostly because I want to see what happens, and then I'll think it might be interesting for the podcast. It might be what you call an arc. Could be the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu arc, or it could be the short Alonzo Cantu didn't do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Or maybe I'll do one class and I'll be like, you know what? I think I got it all. I think I figured it out. I think I'll just do the rest at home, which is what I do sometimes, Hey, let me get what I need out of the class quickly as I can get it, It's like I know how you guys work. You get paid by the hour, not by the move. Yeah, I figure out all the moves in a fucking minute. Why don't you give me the pamphlet or let me go study that shit at home? But they don't want to give you the pamphlet because that's what they're teaching out of. People will be like, "Oh, Alonzo, it's a book." I'm like, "Okay, well, that's just a bigger pamphlet." They're like, "Oh no, well, they passed down this wisdom." It's passed down wisdom. I'm like, well, maybe you should have a book too, to reference from as well. Why not have both? Let me take some pictures, put that in a book. Maybe I make the book. I'll give you a piece of it, but first I gotta make my investment back. This shit's expensive right now. It's kind of a dead medium. What about the ebook? Let's not talk about the ebook. We'll get there. Maybe I got an ebook going, but let's not. I thought you weren't even talking about. I thought you were talking about ancient wisdom and all that. I am the one that came up with the book and shit. I'm just over here taking pictures. I didn't need to tell you about the pictures, but I did because I respect y'all and what you do here at the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Factory or whatever the fuck you guys call it. But what I want to do is learn how to break a motherfucker's neck, man. Once I learn this Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I'm gonna bump me, motherfucker. I'm about to bump you. Put them in a fucking triangle chokehold and shit. Shove their fucking, I'm gonna fucking, yeah. Why don't you bump this microphone after it's been put right up your asshole, you son of a gun? You son of a shoosh. Ha. Yeah, I'm hitting them with some of them old school swear words. Friggin' dingbat. Boom. Back when it used to be legal to get into a scrap. That's how you know it. Because then the cops, you hit them with some of them. You hit them with some of them old school swears. And then when they try to tell the cops what happened, they'll be like, "What happened? Did you get into a fight in a time machine? Get out of here, drunko. Get out of here, retard." Hit them with some Men in Black psychological nonsense. Yeah, so I don't know how that's gonna go, but it's like a free consultation, and I don't know if the consultation's free, but if they try to make me pay, that ain't gonna happen. But like I said, man, I'll try to take some pictures and make a pamphlet, and then I can just study at home or some shit. Let me see. I got getting bumped, BJJ, people feeling bad for you. Oh yeah, all right. This might be. I don't know. Yeah, so this one, man, you know that you were in a bad fucking place when when you come back from that place and people like tell you how bad it was and shit. Like people that you don't even really know that well and stuff, which has basically been me in comedy. You know, I've been like away for a while, trying to get my shit together, you know, work on my rap career, you know, and then I came back to my first love, which was comedy. And people are like, "Damn, Alonzo, oh man, you were in a real bad place back then." You know, I'm gonna never forget where you are now to where you were then, because oh my god, in my whole life I'll never forget it. I'm gonna tell my kids. It's like, what the fuck, that's not, you know, it's, you know, because and you know, hopefully they're just fucking with you, because that's a good bit. I know people that would do that, but then, you know, but after it happens like 3 or 4 times and you're like, shit. But you know, that's the best thing. Keep everybody's expectations very low, ladies and gentlemen, because then up is the only where else you can go. You know what I'm saying? That's that's a good way to be. So, what else is there to talk about? We talked about the reggae bar. We talked about Kane's Chicken. I did my Jeff impression, which is all I really wanted to do. That's all I did the podcast for today. We talked for about 23 minutes, and we learned a lot of things today. We learned about keeping your expectations low. We learned about shit. What else do you need to know after you got that? That's pretty much everything you need, guys. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hey, you know what? I'm gonna be right back. Trust me, I'm gonna be right back, and we're gonna do this podcast. And worst come, hey, if I don't come right back, hey, I'll see you guys next week. All right, tops 2 weeks. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna see you when I see you guys. But no, but I'm not gonna. But I'm gonna be right back. All right, have a good one, y'all. Stay safe.